Hi, this is Angelo once again. Welcome back to my video blog. I'm not sure whether you're finding this on YouTube or Google or where you're finding it, but I have a bunch of updates to tell you about. Not a bunch, but some. Was kind of tapering off doing some of these updates involving mostly initiated by my diagnosis of an oligodendroglioma brain tumor lesion back in September 2013. And recently, in the past couple days, I was inspired by an email that I received from a follower who found my blog series, my video blog series on YouTube. And so I decided to make another blog at the request. So thank you to Mariah for writing me and telling me that you appreciated the updates. Also, thank you for kind of the kick in the pants about the, sort of self-deprecation that I've been doing and try to get me steered off of that path, because I have been kind of depressed lately and it's been manifesting itself in some pretty unhealthy ways, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But for the most part, I want to talk about some of the things that have been going on in my life to the people that are interested in knowing. Today marks the conclusion of the 465th day since my initial diagnosis of having a brain tumor. So 1 year and 100 days ago, back in September of 2013, is when I had my first series of tonic-clonic, or also known as grand mal seizures, which led to the diagnosis of me having a left frontal lobe brain lesion tumor, also known as a glioma. Today, in fact, is a day which I am going in to have an MRI done, which those are magnetic resonant imagery, I believe, where they put you inside. You go inside the machine and they run a giant magnet to look inside of you. Sometimes they do it on all kinds of parts of your body, but for me in particular, it's my brain, and they give you a shot of contrast, this sort of metallic injection, which sounds scary, and I hear it can be, so they can really get a good look at what's going on inside there to see if there's any noticeable changes in your condition. Well, I've had about 6 of these done so far since my first diagnosis. They want to get them done usually about every 3 months, but I'm having another one done as of the one I had done last week, because I was in the hospital last week. Any of you that have been following, I had a third EEG where they glue all the wires to your head and tape you up. You look all crazy. It looks like you have crazy colored extensions in your head, hair, kind of like a cyborg. Then they look at the activity going on, your brainwave function, and there's a little thing that you press, little button. So when you feel a seizure, you press it and it lets them know, and they look and see if in fact you are having a seizure, which to me was kind of a waste of time, because I knew I was having these seizures. I get them on the right side of my body because it's a left brain issue. Some of this stuff I've already gone through. So my main neurologist, he's been talking with me about predominantly not curation or trying to solve any of my problems. It's just been about trying to titrate the meds that I'm on to try to stop these seizures. I've also been doing this on my own through looking into Eastern medicine and through diet, exercise, lifestyle, other things. And recently I've been going through a depression. We are approaching the shortest day of the year coming up here within 2 or 3 days from right now. Today is December 19th that I'm recording this, so I think that the 22nd this year, this is the 21st or 22nd, is the winter solstice. So short day, lots of gray. Place where I live doesn't have a particularly large amount of natural lighting, so I got to get motivated to get out there. My doctor says that I should probably get about 30 minutes at least a day of walking in, which I couldn't agree more with. But it's hard because of the medication I'm on, not to make excuses, but I am on a boatload of meds. They go up, they go down. I feel best when I'm on the least amount of meds, but the problem with that is that I have more seizures when I'm not on the meds. So I wonder, what is it that's causing it? Is it the chicken or the egg? Is it the meds causing the seizures? The seizures require the meds. I started a new medication recently called oxcarbazepine, and this is another one in those the family, those Keen families or Een families, I don't know, which I've been on a bunch of them, lamotrigine and like Vimpat, and those ones that can cause skin rash, this mystery skin rash that you kind of have to slowly build up on the meds to get to a level where it's therapeutic, as they like to call it, which I don't think any of this shit is therapeutic, but it does stop the seizing. A lot of these meds are also used for people with bipolar disorder and other mental issues. So I am a bit mental from being on all these drugs. Devalproex, also known as what do they call this stuff? Depakote. I've been taking this for a while now. I actually titrated down completely off of Keppra, also known as levetiracetam. That was a drug, it has been a drug that I've been on since the very beginning of my diagnosis. I had a brain biopsy done 2 days after I was admitted into the hospital back in September on the 12th, 2013. And that is something where they drilled in, took a little piece of brain and what they could see as the most concentrated area of the lesion tumor, and determined that I have a stage 2 oligodendroglioma, which means it's a slow-growing brain tumor. Could be to some extent benign, but none are really benign. It's just a matter of how slow is this thing growing. I want to eradicate the son of a bitch out of my head, so I'm considering alternative measures. So I am employing the consultation of 2 different neuro-oncologists, which means those are doctors that treat cancer, actually treat it, not just through giving you pills for the seizures, but they go in and either through radiation or chemotherapy. Those are the 2 most signature applications used in American science right now, Western medicine. So I'm going to go weigh those ups and downs of chemo and radiation with a couple different doctors real soon here. Today I'm getting another MRI done at OHSU. I talked to a doctor up on the hill here in Portland once, and I'm going to go back for a second consultation. And again on Monday, I'm talking to another neuro-oncologist at Providence Medical Center here in Portland. Anyways, I'll spare you the boring details of all that, but basically it's just going through a whole lot of trying to figure out how to navigate my health issues, and at the same time juggling that, also trying to juggle living with a disability, trying to, normalize myself, trying to make ends meet financially. It's a struggle, but it's something that I'm determined at, and I won't deny that I have some very difficult days, and I've been through some pretty bad depression recently. I know you may have, if you followed some of my previous posts, I've also talked about my inclinations towards, or predispositions towards, love addiction and the issues that I have surrounding that. Well, I've been struggling with that as well. I've been speaking to a therapist on a regular basis, a psychiatrist. I've also consulted with a couple of psychiatric nurse practitioners, and from what I understand, from what I've been told, considering all the medication I'm on, from the traumatic experience I've been through, dealing with having a brain tumor, that I'm doing about as good as could be expected. So I'm happy with that being told to me, but by the same token, it also doesn't necessarily help alleviate the deeper root issues that I am experiencing at this point. But I'm trying to stay optimistic. I feel down a lot. I found that 3 things really help when trying to combat this depression. Diet is a huge one. Making sure to get a good, healthy diet in. Sleep. Making sure that I get a regular amount of sleep. And a couple drugs that I didn't mention that I'm taking. One on a more regular basis is clonazepam, also known as Klonopin. I use that for sleep, and unfortunately that just kind of numbs you out to reality. It doesn't really get to the root of what's wrong with you, but since I have a neurological issue and all of these pills that I'm taking, they require more pills, and so I really need to get myself in a meditative state and get in bed at a proper hour, not being out, not stressing, not sitting in front of a TV right up until bedtime, try to unwind properly. The third that I think that I really need to stress is you have to please excuse me because my short-term memory has been affected through all of this as well, is besides diet, besides exercise, is just getting diet, exercise, and sleep. Yeah, that's it. I forgot to mention the exercise portion of it. So exercise is the third one. Getting enough exercise, get the blood flowing. Being on clonazepam and other benzodiazepines, the heart rate lowers, so you really want to get things flowing and moving. I feel pretty good. I'm starting my day right now a little bit late. It's already 11 o'clock a.m. And I'm making a lemon ginger turmeric root water. A nice hot spicy way to get your day going. All right. Let's see.